morning. It is Monday, October the 2nd, 2023, and it's time for a reality check. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lizabeth, and I am living in the light by documenting my 150-pound weight loss using Optavia's 5-in-1 program, but really, I could have used any program. It doesn't really matter. I just used this program as a vehicle to lose now over 150 pounds. Wait till you hear. And I come on every week and I share a reality check that tells you how I've done as far as weight loss in inches go, and also how other things that I've learned along the way. I like to share little tidbits and tips and tricks that have been helpful to me in my journey. But before I share all of that with you, can I invite you please just to give this video a thumbs up? It really does help me. It helps my channel. It helps my videos to get seen by other people as well, which really is ultimately my goal, is to just be there to help encourage other people along their journey. So that thumbs up really does help me. Also, if you have questions or comments, leave them in the comments box down below. If you want to see contact information for me, click where it says see more underneath the picture. That video that opens up the description box and will give you all of that information. If you happen to be watching one of my recipe videos and you want to actually see the recipe written out, click where it says see more. That opens the description box and shows you the recipe. So if you've been following my channel, you know that this past week was week 1 of transition for me. So on September 25th, that was last Monday, I decided that was the end date for me to be on the weight loss phase of this journey. I knew that I would continue to lose weight through the transition process because my calories are still below what somebody my age and size needs to be in order to maintain their weight. So I knew I would continue to lose, not at all worried, happy to go a little bit below my goal. So this was week 1 of transition. So before I tell you how my week went, let me show you how my week went. I'm so excited. I lost 1.6 pounds. That makes me so happy. And I lost another 2 inches, a whole inch off my waist. And I kind of felt that, which was really weird. I never really notice when I'm losing inches, but I just knew that today when I measured my waist that I was going to have a smaller waist today. So that was really exciting to me, to continue to be losing and continuing to be just a healthier person. So let me tell you about my week. As far as the transition program goes, for week 1, you still have 5 fuelings. You still have 1 lean and green. You're still 3 condiments, healthy fats based on what you eat as a lean, 1 optional snack, but then you add to that a cup of vegetables. So you can do it however you want to. You can add it wherever you want to whatever fueling, or if you want to add it to your lean and green. But what I decided was adding to my lean and green would be kind of tough. I actually always feel very satisfied with the amount that I get for my lean and green, which is interesting because sometimes when I make the meal and I put it on the plate, I'm like, oh, there's no way I'm going to be full after that. And I forget that my stomach has really shrunk considerably and is very used to these very small servings. I used to eat basically 1, maybe 2 meals during the day, and I wouldn't eat typically until noontime. Every once in a while I would eat breakfast, but it wasn't a normal thing for me to have breakfast. And so I really have gone from eating twice a day, and almost it was basically intermittent fasting, even though it was not doing anything for me. And I've gone to more of a grazing type because I'm eating every couple of hours and I'm eating small amounts. So it is more like a grazing pattern with 1 larger meal. And so instead of adding that cup of vegetables to my lean and green, I decided that I was going to add it elsewhere during the day. So on Monday, I decided I would add a half cup of broccoli and a half cup of cooked mushrooms to my potatoes that I always make into soup. So I take the potato fueling, I don't measure, but it's about 12 ounces of boiling water that I whisk into my thermos. It's more than a cup of water. It's less than 2 cups of water, somewhere in there. I just whisk it all in there and I seal it up and I let it sit. So usually shortly after I do my first fueling, I do my oatmeal the same way. Usually a cup of water in that, and then I do my potatoes. So those sit for, the oatmeal sits for 2 hours, whereas the potatoes probably sit closer to 5 hours, just kind of depends. So I have a potato soup. And that first day, Monday, I added the mushrooms and the broccoli to the potato soup. And I was so full. It was really hard to finish all of that. And you wouldn't think that a cup of vegetables would do that, but it does add a lot of bulk. And it was extremely filling. And, even having, 2 fuelings left plus my lean and green that night. And by the time I got to my last fueling right before bed, I was so full that I had to make myself eat that last fueling. Because I needed the nutrients, I needed the calories, that it's just really important that even if you feel full, and it sounds counterintuitive, but you really do need to give your body the nutrition that it needs constantly. And so I did that, but then I decided on Tuesday, I was gonna start dividing and do a half cup and then a half cup at different places. So the rest of the week, I just did a half a cup with my soup, and then I added a half a cup. Occasionally I'd have it with fueling number 2, which is really weird to have like a vegetable with oatmeal, but like cherry tomatoes were good that way. Or I would do it in the afternoon with my afternoon fueling, some sliced cucumbers or something like that. Like a half a cup is kind of what I did. That worked a little bit better for me throughout the week, but still, it was still very filling. I think my body just is not used to all of that food. So that was last week, but clearly I did really well. It is working for me. I'm excited this week for week 2. So heads up, week 2, I get to drop a fueling. So now I'm down to only 4 fuelings. And I'm dropping the very first fueling. Normally I have like a bar or the cinnamon sugar sticks or the cereal as my first fueling of the day, and so I'm dropping that one and replacing that one, because you can't completely drop it because you still need to eat 6 times a day. I'm replacing that one with a cup of fruit, and I have not had fruit for 67 weeks. Guys, that's like a year and 4 months. That's a long time to go without fruit. And this morning I had a half a cup of strawberries and a half a cup of blueberries, and they were glorious. It was wonderful to have them. I feel so satisfied. And so this week, that's what I'm doing for, I will continue to have oatmeal for fueling number 2. I will continue to do my potato soup with fueling number 3, half a cup of vegetables there, probably a half a cup of vegetables with my mid-afternoon fueling, and then my lean and green, and then my nighttime fueling, and hopefully that things will go well with that one. I went to a women's retreat this past weekend. It was so nice to reconnect with some women that I haven't really talked to in a long time, and how supportive and encouraging it was for me, and to be able to hopefully pour into a few other people as well. And I had a room upstairs, and I could not just walk up the stairs. I didn't have to hold on to the railings, although I've heard from several of you, please hold on to the railings. I get it, I will. But I was able to go up at a good clip as well. So that was pretty cool to be able to feel so much lighter on my feet. It is so worth it to just focus on your health and realize it doesn't matter what program you do. Honestly, it really doesn't. And this is what I found that works for me. But really, I hope that I can encourage people to just find something that fits their lifestyle, find something that fits their family, find something that fits however, it is their body, what their body wants, what their body needs. I will never be a salesperson. I will never promote a specific program over another. I will love to tell you about my program and what I've done, but by no means do I try to sell people on Optavia. It works for me. It might not work for you, and I don't want to encourage anybody to do something that's not going to work for them. So that's me in a nutshell. I plan to continue to do these reality checks and share my progress, my success, my continued health along the way. So I'm not going anywhere, and I will see you guys next week. So until I see you, please live in the light.